जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा
जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा
श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita session. Today is April 29th, 2026. And we are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 9. Lord Chaitanya's travels to the holy places in South India. And we have to begin with text 277. So the context here is Mahaprabhu is in a discussion with the Tattvavadi Acharya in Udupi about the goal of life and the means to achieve it. Not just the goal of life, but the highest goal of life. The Acharya said the highest goal of life is to get 5 types of liberation. And the best means to get that is doing our particular Varnashrama Dharma and offering it to the Lord. Karmarpanam. So Mahaprabhu defeated this statement by quoting from Shastras. So first of all, Mahaprabhu said that the best means is Shravanam Kirtanam. This is said by Prahlad Maharaj. What is the best thing? His father had asked him, what is the best thing that you have learnt? And Prahlad Maharaj said, the process of devotional service consisting of the 9 limbs. He said, according to me, my understanding is this is the best activity to be done. And what is the highest result that one can get? Mahaprabhu again quoted from Shastra, saying that the highest goal is Krishna Prema. Quoting from the 11th canto, what are the symptoms of a person who is on the stage of Prema Bhakti? And how does one achieve this? And so this is the highest goal. It is Panchama Purushartha. Dharma, Artha, Kama. Because sometimes people think the goal is to be a good person, a responsible person in society, doing your duties according to your Varna. This is the goal. And someone else thinks the goal of life is by doing this duty, you earn wealth and then enjoy that. Dharma, artha, and kama. But beyond that is you have to renounce all this and then come to the point of moksha. This is all one knows. Generally in society, only up to sense gratification. But if one comes in contact with a sadhu, then he understands, no, this world is not all. You have to go beyond this. And that is liberation, moksha. But even higher than moksha is prema. And how does one get this prema, Krishna prema, love of Godhead? By Shravanam Kirtanam. This is the best means. You cannot get love of Godhead by doing karma. Karma is condemned in Shastra. Karma should be rejected. One should give up karma. One should come to the point of giving up all karma. This is said in Shastra. And one can never get the highest goal of Krishna prema by doing karma. That's not possible. Then why karma is given in Shastra? There is a qualification required for one to give up karma. What is that qualification? Mahaprabhu quoted from Uddhav Gita. Tavat karmani kurvita nanirvidyeta yavata. One has to do karma until one gets the qualification to either enter into Jnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. The qualification to enter into Jnana Yoga is nirvinata or detachment. Or how do you get that detachment? By Antahkarana Shuddhi. That means when your heart is fully purified of the modes of passion and ignorance, then you are qualified to give up karma. That means you have successfully completed Nishkama Karma Yoga. Then you can begin Jnana Yoga. Or if you get the association of a devotee, when can you give up all karma? When you get firm faith in bhakti, that if I surrender to Krishna, Krishna is my protector. He is my maintainer. And I will live if he keeps me, or I will die if he does not maintain me. But I will not take shelter of anybody else. My master is Krishna. And my duty is to render service to him. That's all. I don't have any other duties. My identity, life after life after life, eternally, my identity is I'm a servant of Krishna. Jivara swarupahoy Krishnera nityadas. So when one gets this type of conviction in the heart, then the person's endeavor at every moment is to render service to Krishna. And what type of service? Because Mahaprabhu is also saying you can never get Krishna prema by doing karma. Initially, when we don't have this type of firm faith, we are advised to continue doing our karma and offer that to the Lord. Do whatever you are capable of doing and then offer it to the Lord. Because you don't have that firm faith that bhakti can sustain me. Bhakti meaning Shravana Kirtana Adi Rupa Bhakti. But when you get firm faith, then you have no dependence on karma, that I need this karma for my sustenance to run my family. You will be simply taking shelter of Shravanam Kirtanam day and night. Even though you perform karma in this world, it is only external, simply to set example to others. You don't feel the dependence on that karma yourself. So that is why Mahaprabhu quoted that verse. Karma is to be rejected, but to give up karma, there is a qualification that is required. Until you get that qualification, you cannot give up karma. If you immaturely give up karma, then you will become a pretender. sa eva mithyachara sa uchyate. He is called a pretender, mithyachari. Because if you don't have faith, the reason you need faith is when you have faith, then you'll be able to do Shravanam Kirtanam continuously. When you fall short of that faith, you cannot continuously do Shravanam Kirtanam. You'll do little bit and then you'll be looking for something else to do. And because externally you have advertised that you have given up karma, you cannot do it openly. Now you'll do vikarma or even sinful activities secretly. So there is no need to artificially give up karma. What is needed is to develop that faith in the heart. The example here is of, in Shastra that is given is of a coconut. You know, a green coconut, the pulp is stuck to the shell outside. But when the same coconut matures, that pulp inside is gradually dried up and it separates from the shell. Even though this coconut is still inside the shell, it is not attached to the shell. That will be the state of a jivatma, a living entity, who is liberated while still living in this body. So you are in this body. You may even be doing karma externally, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. All this is karma only. Varnashram dharmas. You may be doing these things externally, but there is absolutely no attachment to that. So how will that come? In the case of Jnanis, that will come by doing Nishkama Karma Yoga. Nishkama Karma Yoga, very difficult. Krishna says it's very difficult. For the embodied, this is very difficult. But in the Bhakti Yoga, by Shravanam Kirtanam. But to do that Shravanam Kirtanam, we need faith. So in order to cultivate that faith, now we have to create a favorable atmosphere of the mode of goodness, so that we can cultivate that faith. Once you have that faith, then it does not matter where you are. You will constantly be doing Shravanam Kirtanam. Even wherever you may be, you will only be seeing the Creator behind creation. You'll be seeing the Lord in everything. Conceptually. Not that you're actually physically seeing the Lord, but you have this, you can, through scriptural understanding, you're convinced. So wherever you see, you're actually seeing the hand of the Lord. Everything is the energy of the Lord. This is the position of a pure devotee. Okay. So that's why Mahaprabhu said, so this section is very, very crucial, very, very important. We cannot go to one side or the other side abruptly. That we will only stick to our dharmas and karmas, and this itself is bhakti. Like how the TATTVAVADA Acharya said, you do all your duties in this world and offer it to the Lord, and then you do little bit of Shravanam Kirtanam every day, and this is pure devotional service, and by this I'm going back to Godhead. That is also not correct. That's also not correct. Because pure devotional service means full conviction, completely. Then why am I doing all these dharmas and karmas? And if you are a pure devotee and still you are doing, then that is not for yourself. You don't feel that dependence for yourself. You're doing it to set example to others. So this is the point here. Then how to test if you are on this side or that side? Whether you're doing it to set example to others or you're doing it because you feel the dependence on karma yourself. Dridha Shraddha is the, the test, the thermometer or barometer, Dridha Shraddha. But how to know whether you have that Dridha Shraddha or not? The symptom is Sharanagati. How much I'm surrendered to the Lord. That is the symptom. Now, what is surrender? Then there are 6 limbs of surrender. Doing only what is favorable to Krishna consciousness. Rejecting everything that is unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. Having full faith that Krishna will protect me under all circumstances, whether this body stays or not, or whatever else happens, Krishna is my protector. And He is my Lord, He is my maintainer. Goptritve Varanam. And offering oneself completely to the Lord, that if He keeps me, I will stay. If He does not, I won't. But I have only one thing to do under any circumstance, because my position is I'm a servant. So I will simply keep serving Him wherever I may be, whatever happens in this life, wherever I may be thrown. I will just be rendering service to Him. And Karpanyam means being very, very meek and humble in front of the Lord, that I will stay the way you keep me, my Lord. Like that. And not bowing down before anyone else as your master. My only master is the Supreme Lord, Krishna. Like that. So these are the limbs of Sharanagati. That is how we can test how much Shraddha we have. And sometimes it comes out in circumstances. When circumstances show up, then we can see where is our faith. Firm faith is in Krishna, or it is in other things. That comes up. In situations, we can see where the faith is. So we have only one thing to do. The beautiful thing is, even for you to develop that faith, what do you have to do? You have to hear. After you develop the faith, what you will do? You will hear then also. That's the wonderful thing. Shravanam Kirtanam. You'll chant the names of the Lord here. For us, of course, for Shraddha, you need to hear. Shravanam is more important. Because by that, you're hearing the Lord's glories and you're getting more and more faith in the Lord and in bhakti itself. Gradually, as our faith increases, we only take shelter of bhakti and not any other limbs. Limbs means any other sadhanas. I need to do this also, that also, this also. We won't have that dependence. So the more we hear, the more our faith is increasing. And when you get that firm faith, what you will do? As a result of that faith, so now when you got firm faith, I don't have to do anything else. I will only be doing Shravanam Kirtanam. There also. My endeavor will be to do Shravanam Kirtanam. But still, because I have my anarthas, because you don't need to be pure. Like in Jnana Yoga, you need a pure heart to give up karma. But in Bhakti Yoga, you don't need a pure heart. What you need is firm faith. Once you have that firm faith, now you're endeavoring to do only bhakti all the time. But because your heart may not be pure yet, it is not pure yet, then even though you're endeavoring, you fall down at times. But even when you fall, you're not committing sinful activities. That should be noted. We cannot give the example of somebody, all of a sudden engaging in illicit sex or intoxication, and we are thinking that, oh, he's a pure devotee, but because of some anarthas, he's falling down. Not like that. Sinful activities are not done. Especially after you have heard Shastra. After hearing Shastra, you cannot give the excuse that because of not knowing Shastra, you're committing sinful activities. That apichet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhag, that shloka is applicable to those who did not get Shastriya Shraddha. They don't know Shastra. And because of not knowing Shastra, they're committing those abominable activities in spite of being Ananya Bhaktas. And we know Ananya Bhakta means he got this faith. So he's endeavoring to do direct devotional service. That is why it is a state of consciousness. You are endeavoring all the time to hear about Krishna. But still, because of anarthas, we fall down from that platform sometimes. We are not able to do. But how do we know if I'm falling down, then am I on this side of Dhrida Shraddha, or am I falling down because of lacking in faith? How do I know? Again, there also you should see the consciousness. He's endeavoring, and when he falls down, that means when he's not able to do it and he's enjoying at that time. Enjoying is also that enjoyment which is sanctioned by Shastra. Eating nice foods, wearing nice clothes, like that. That's also said. So while you're enjoying that, you're falling away from direct service to the Lord. You're enjoying it, right? Because anya abhilashita, direct service done only for the pleasure of the Lord. If I'm enjoying it myself, that means that's not service to the Lord. But it is possible that pure devotees can be on that platform. Once in a while they come down. But what is their consciousness when they're enjoying? That will show that will show the difference between the two. When we are enjoying and having a good time enjoying, that means we are not in pure devotional service yet. In a pure devotee's case, when he's enjoying some material sense gratification, he will be feeling so heinous about himself. I'm such a lowly person, like that. On one hand, he's enjoying it and he's just beating himself up, in his mind that I'm not a devotee. I'm not a devotee. What kind of a person I am? Dukkho darkamscha garhayan. This is the condition. Okay. So the point is when to give up karma, and also how does it happen, giving up karma. In the Jnana Yoga side, giving up karma means literally, externally you give up karma, you take sannyas and you leave home, leave all your duties and you take sannyas. Jnana Yoga. And of course, for women, that option is not there. On the Jnana Yoga side, leaving home and going, that's not there. But you can do it at home. After the husband leaves and goes away, then the woman is at home, like Mother Devahuti. Of course, Mother Devahuti, she didn't practice Jnana Yoga. She directly took full shelter of the Lord. But I'm saying, if you have such a situation where the husband leaves home and goes away and the woman is at home, then she will practice, like if she's, that means she'll practice those Jnana sadhanas and she can get liberation. It's possible. Or by assisting her husband who's, leading that vanaprastha life like Gandhari. And then when the husband gets perfection, because of that, she also got perfection. She entered into the fire of her husband. But generally, Jnana Yoga means he leaves home and he goes into the forest, takes sannyas and he begins his Jnana sadhanas. No connection with home, family, relatives, nothing. And women don't leave home and go, that's there. So they're given to the protection of the grown-up son. Okay. But in Bhakti Yoga, what do you mean by giving up karma? Giving up karma means when you get that firm faith, then there is no more dependence on karma. That's the important point. There's no faith in karma. That means you can give up if need be, because you don't have any faith. You have no problem giving it up if that's required. Because some devotees do that. They just give up, like Rishabdev. He just left home and everything, and so that can be done. Vidurji also left home. Pure devotees. Bharat Maharaj left. Or you can stay at home in your, position externally. You're doing it to set example to others. These are all preachers. They stay here and they set example to the world. But because externally you're setting example for others, but for you to maintain that position of pure devotional service continuously, even while doing whatever activities they're doing in this world externally, constantly they are in touch with the Lord by chanting, by remembering, by hearing, like that. So that is also possible. And that even though they are doing that work, they are not doing karma. Their karma is not karma. That's the point. So Mahaprabhu said, Tavat karmani kurvita. Until that point, you have to do your karma. But the point is, you have to come out of that karma. Then not only that, further, yesterday we read that devotees, they reject the 5 types of mukti. Rather, they think these types of mukti are hellish. They don't want mukti. They consider this mukti to be falgu. Falgu means very light. It doesn't have any weight. It's very superficial or very insignificant. Compared to bhakti, mukti has no value in their eyes. So, to prove this also, Mahaprabhu quoted different verses. How devotees don't care about mukti. That if there is vina mat sevanam, without devotional service, if a devotee is offered 5 types of liberation, he is not interested. Then Bharat Maharaj is quoted. How family, wealth, a name, position, fame, all these things are very dear to people in this world. What to speak of the human beings, even demigods cannot give up these things. Lord Indra, we see, becomes very concerned when somebody is performing, very severe austerities or many yagyas. Like Prithu Maharaj was going to perform 100 yagyas. Because anyone who performs 100 Ashwamedha yagyas is qualified to become Indra. So he becomes concerned that, oh, somebody is going to take my position. That means he's attached to that seat, being the king of heaven. So he's always on the lookout. He's always alert to see if someone else is trying to take my seat. So the point is, even big demigods are not able to give up this attachment to post, position, wealth, opulence, like that. And if they're not able to give up these material things, what to speak of liberation? Do you think somebody would be willing to give up liberation where you don't have to take birth? There is certainly pleasure in liberation, moksha. That pleasure is far beyond the pleasure you get being the king of heaven. But devotees like Bharat Maharaj, what to speak of these pleasures? He gave up those pleasures. He even gave up the pleasure of liberation because his mind is always fixed in the service of the Supreme Lord. He's a pure devotee. Another verse is said how the devotees of Lord Narayana, they consider hell, heaven, or liberation the same. There's no difference for them. This is said in relation to Chitraketu Maharaj. Chitraketu Maharaj, in his next life, became Vritrasura because of being cursed by Parvati Devi. But he was not affected. Who is Chitraketu Maharaj? Chitraketu Maharaj was given the mantra, Narayana mantra, by Narad Muni. Actually, it is said the same mantra that he received from the Bhakti Vedantis when he was a 5-year-old in the previous life. The mantra that he received from the Bhakti Vedantis when they were leaving, that mantra he gave to King Chitraketu after his son Harshashoka died. And by chanting that mantra, Chitraketu Maharaj also, he became very advanced. He became the king of the Vidyadharas. He was a devotee. He is a pure devotee. But he was in this opulence. Externally, he was a Vidyadhara. So just see whether he is a Vidyadhara or in his next life, whether he is a Asura, Vritrasura. A devotee, he is not affected by these things. That's the whole point. You can put him in heaven in all opulence, or you can put him in hell, or he may be Asura. His consciousness is always Krishna conscious. So we will see that as Vidyadhara, we see when he was cursed by Parvati Devi to become Asura, he was not bewildered. He was not, depressed, dejected. He accepted, my mother, thank you very much, like that. And he also said, and Lord Shiva glorified him. This shloka is said by Lord Shiva. The devotees of Lord Narayan, they are not afraid at any time. Whether it is Swarga, Naraka or Apavarga, it is all the same to them. They see them equally. Now he is in Swarga, or he was, in Vidyadhar Loka. And from there he will be sent to Asura Loka. For him there is no difference, because their attachment is to service to the Lord. Either through body, mind or words, they are always engaged in service to the Lord. Wherever you throw them, they don't see that the external situation is giving some comfort or some facility for me to do my devotional service. No. That may be in the initial cases. But when one gets firm faith, then you can throw him anywhere. That's what Mahaprabhu said. And now Mahaprabhu is saying, after saying that devotees never accept the 5 types of liberation. Devotees have rejected mukti and karma, but you have established those two as the sadhya and sadhana. You are also devotee. Devotees have rejected mukti and karma, and you have established mukti and karma as sadhya and sadhana for devotees. And then Mahaprabhu said, you are, seeing that I'm just a mendicant, right? A simple mendicant sannyasi. You are playing with me. You are hiding the truth from me. So when Mahaprabhu said this, the Tattvacharya felt ashamed. And also he was amazed at the devotion of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. What a great Vaishnava he is. And then he said, whatever you have said is right. All the Vaishnava Shastras conclude, the conclusion of all Vaishnava Shastras is what you have said. Panchama Purushartha is love of Godhead. And the way to achieve love of Godhead is only Shravanam and Kirtanam. By doing karma, one will never get prema. This is said in all Vaishnava Shastras. Whatever you said is true. However, our Acharya Madhvacharya has given us some regulations for our parampara, our sampradāya. We have to stay bound by those regulations. We have to follow those regulations. So we will only practice whatever regulations have been given. That means he's trying to say that Madhvacharya has given us karma and offering that karma to Krishna as our sadhana. And by doing this sadhana, we will get 5 types of liberation. This is what has been given by the Acharya. That is what we will follow. But I accept whatever you said. That is the highest. Now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, these qualities, this karma and jnana is seen in karmis and jnanis. Karmis do karma and jnanis' goal is moksha. Karmis do karma. Not only they do karma, they're attached to karma, karmis. Why? By doing karma, they can get their material results. So they are workaholics in the mode of passion. And jnanis means they're in the mode of goodness. And they are aspiring for liberation. That which is rejected by the devotees, already previously it is said, devotees reject karma and they reject moksha also. Mukti, 5 types of mukti they reject. So that which is rejected by bhaktas and which is embraced by the karmis and jnanis, I am seeing those things in your practice. I see their symptoms, karmi and jnani's symptoms, characteristics I am seeing in your sampradaya. That's where we stopped yesterday. Then Mahaprabhu is continuing. Sabe eka guṇa dekhi tomāra sampradāye satya-vigraha kari īśvare karaha niścaye. So first Mahaprabhu pointed out what are the what's the downside? What are the negative points in the practices of the TATTVAVADA philosophy? What are the negative points? That which is rejected by the devotees, they accept, or that which is embraced by karmis and jnanis, right? These are the symptoms of karmis and jnanis. You find the symptoms of karmis and jnanis in the practices of the Tattvavada philosophy. What are the symptoms of karmis and jnanis? Doing karma and aspiring for liberation. Doing karma and aspiring for liberation. This is found in karmis and jnanis. And I'm finding those symptoms in your practice. This is the negative point in the philosophy of the Tattvavadis. Now Mahaprabhu is saying there's one positive point. Sabe eka guṇa dekhi tomāra sampradāye. So, observing everything that you do, I'm seeing one good quality in your sampradāya. Satya-vigraha kari īśvare karaha niścaye. Satya-vigraha kari. That means with Ishvara, the Supreme Lord's vigraha, his form, you accept it as truth, absolute truth. And how you accept it? Niścaye, with determination. You see, the Mayavad philosophy, you see, there's a big difference here between the Mayavad philosophy and the Tattvavadi philosophy. Mayavadi philosophers also do karma. Until what time? Until they get antakarna shuddhi, they will do. And after that, they're also aspiring for moksha by practicing jnana sadhanas. And as part of jnana sadhanas, there is also bhakti, because unless you do bhakti, you don't get the result. So what type of bhakti they do? They're worshipping the Lord. They can do shravanam, kirtanam, archanam, all these things they can do. But while doing that, what is their consciousness? The form of the Lord is material. The form that they're worshipping, the names that they are chanting, all this is material. It is in the mode of goodness. That's Mayavadi philosophy. So externally, it looks like they're also worshipping. They're also in the renounced order. They're also worshipping. They have given up karma. So how do you differentiate between the Tattvavadi philosophers and the Mayavadi philosophers? Niškama karma yoga, they are doing here also, they are doing karma and they are offering to the Lord. Karmarpanam they are doing. They are also doing Nishkama karma yoga. That means they are doing their karma and offering to the Lord. The difference is in their consciousness. Why is the Mayavadi philosopher doing karma and offering the result to the Lord? Out of detachment. I don't want this work to bind me. Why is the Tattvavadi philosopher offering his karma to the Lord? Because by doing this, I'll get the highest goal. I'll get mukti. Is there love? That's the point. That's the whole point. That's the whole point Mahaprabhu is saying. Because in Daiva Varnashrama Dharma, you offer it to the Lord with love. So you can say they are offering it to the Lord, but they have, they offer it to the Lord with love. You can say that. But their idea is they have this desire. At the end, you'll get the mukti, 5 types of mukti. That's what you get. That's what you get. Because they are not aspiring for service. They are aspiring for liberation. So here, see what Mahaprabhu is saying, that in your practice, in your sampradaya, I am seeing the symptoms of karmis and jnanis. That means doing karma and aspiring for mukti, for liberation. This is karmis and jnanis practice. So when you say jnani, in jnani you have Mayavadi and you have Brahmavadi. Brahmavadi is bona fide authoritative. Mayavadi means they are committing an offense because they are considering the form of the Lord to be material. What Mahaprabhu is saying about the Tattvavadi philosophers is, I am seeing the symptoms of karmis and jnanis in your sampradaya. However, I see in everything, I see one good quality. You accept the form of the Lord as real. They are worshipping Udupi Krishna. You accept the form of the Lord as absolute truth, as transcendental. Mayavadis don't do that. So, satya-vigraha kari īśvare karaha niścaye. Right? So, with determination, conclusively, you accept that the form of the Lord is true. Satya-vigraha kari īśvare karaha mani. Because Mayavadis, what do they say? Īśvara means Vidya Pratibimbita Caitanyam. Vidya Pratibimbita Caitanyam. Caitanyam means Brahman. Brahman. Pratibimbita means reflected on Vidya. Brahman reflected on Vidya, they call as Ishvara. But here, no. Satya Vigraha Kori Īśvare karaha niścaye. Right? The only qualification that I see in your sampradaya is that you accept the form of the Lord as truth. Purport. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to point out to the Tattvavadi Acharya who belonged to the Madhvacharya Sampradaya that the general behavior of the Tattvavadis did not favor pure devotional service. That's the point. If you stick to karma, it does not favor pure devotional service, which must be devoid of the taints of fruitive activity and speculative knowledge. I'll say it again. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to point out to the Tattvavadi Acharya who belonged to the Madhvacharya Sampradaya that the general behavior of the Tattvavadis did not favor pure devotional service, which must be devoid of the taints of karma and jnana, fruitive activity and speculative knowledge. So, fruitive activity means karma is translated as fruitive activity. So, when you say karma, Varnashrama Dharma, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and anything other than Varnashrama Dharma is Vikarma. If karma is not accepted, how Vikarma can be accepted? That's common sense. So, your general behavior does not favor pure devotional service. That means if you're doing pure devotional service, there cannot be any karma or any jnana there. We are not counting doing karma jnana to set example to others. That's not real karma jnana anyway. As far as fruitive activity is concerned, that means as far as karma is concerned, the contamination is the desire for elevation to a higher standard of life. Yes, when you do karma, we saw in Bhagavad Gita, Rajoguna. Who does karma? One who is in Rajoguna. What is the symptom of Rajoguna? Hankering, longing for material results. That's why it is fruitive work. You work to get the fruit. So, karma has the problem. What is it? That it has that contamination of desiring a material result, maybe elevation to higher planets or just higher, improving your standard of life. And for jnana, speculative knowledge, the contamination is desire to merge into the existence of the absolute truth. Because we are one, right? You just want to go and merge into that and you just become that. That is the contamination in jnana. So karma and jnana are not pure. There is contamination. The TATTVAVADA sampradāya of the Madhvacharya school sticks to the principles of Varnashrama Dharma, which involves karma. Varnashrama Dharma means karma. And their practice is doing your Varnashrama Dharma. And we saw what is the problem with that? Doing karma. The contamination is you're trying to improve your standard of living by doing karma. Then you may say, how about in Daiva Varnashrama Dharma? There also we are trying to improve. It all depends on your faith. If you don't have enough faith in bhakti, what does it mean? If you don't, let's say 100% faith. Let's say you have 80% faith in bhakti. That means what about the remaining 20%? You have faith in something else. You have faith in something else. So if you have faith in karma, what is that faith? If I do karma, then I will get some result. Of course, that result may not be to improve your material standard. You may want to use that result to progress in bhakti. That's also possible. So many varieties are possible. It's not just black and white. There are so many gray areas in between. So many possibilities are there. You're working, and with that money, you sincerely want to use that money to progress in Krishna consciousness yourself or for others. However, still here also there is a problem. What is the problem? You think simply taking shelter of bhakti, that means Shravanam Kirtanam directly, will not help you in your bhakti? You feel that bhakti needs the support of karma, that you need to work and earn, and then bhakti can happen, otherwise it won't happen. That means bhakti is not self-sufficient. Bhakti needs the help of karma. That means you are thinking like that. You have that faith in karma means you don't have faith that bhakti can do it independently. That's what it means. That means my faith is falling short there. That's why I'm doing karma. So that is the contamination. What is the contamination? Why? As soon as somebody is doing karma with faith, remember, doing karma with faith, that this karma is going to help in my bhakti. This karma is going to help sustain my life so that I can do bhakti. Or with this karma, I can earn money with which I can preach to so many people. I can organize a big festival. I can organize Sankirtan program by which thousands of people can benefit. Therefore, I will work and I will earn and I will help in Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. That very thought that I will work and with that I will serve the Lord means you have faith in that work. If I simply took shelter of Krishna and chanted, don't you think Krishna will provide? How much money did Srila Prabhupada carry with him when he went to West? Or was he trying to do something in this world apart from preaching? On one hand, preaching, and on the other hand, doing something non-devotional so that he can earn money with which you may say, well, he's selling books. What books is he selling? That selling is also directly distributing Krishna consciousness. It is not non-devotional activity. So when you feel that, no, I have to go and work in the corporate and I have to earn, and then with that money, now I can engage in devotional service and I can maintain my family, I can do deity worship at home and so on and so forth. Without money, how I will do? All these thoughts means there is dependence on karma. So really, what am I thinking? Where is my faith? That's what we have to check. The TATTVAVADA sampradāya of the Madhvacharya school sticks to the principle of Varnashrama Dharma means karma. And that itself means already previously Prabhupada said. Karma means there is that contamination. in karma, that you want to improve your standard of life. Or the other thing is you have dependence on karma to do bhakti. So that means jnana karma dhyanavritam principle is getting violated. If you feel that karma is required to do bhakti, then jnana karma dhyanavritam principle of that part of pure definition of pure devotional service is violated. So then they feel the TATTVAVADA school, sampradāya, their thing is varnashrama dharma is important. Their ultimate goal, mukti, is simply a form of material desire. You want to be free from material suffering. That's what is mukti. I've seen enough in this world. There is only suffering. I don't want this type of suffering. I want eternal life where there is no death, no disease, no birth, no old age. And there is all opulence. And I live happily ever after. That is mukti. In different forms. You get a beautiful form like the Lord, a transcendental body, like that. Eternal happiness. They have no interest in material happiness. They've understood that this material world. So, of course, they are getting liberation in Vaikuntha. Their ultimate goal is simply a form of material desire. What is that material desire? I don't want to suffer. A pure devotee should be free from all kinds of material desire. That means even liberation. I want to go back to Godhead so that I don't have to suffer in this world. That is also material desire. And a pure devotee should be free from all kinds of material desire. That's why anya abhilashita shunyam. No desire for liberation. No desire for any material result. He simply engages in the service of the Lord. Nonetheless, Caitanya Mahaprabhu was pleased that the Madhvacharya Sampradaya or the TATTVAVADA Sampradaya accepted the transcendental form of the Lord. This is the great qualification of the Vaishnava Sampradayas. Yes. So, some things which Mahaprabhu did not accept, that sticking to karma and the goal of life being mukti, Mahaprabhu didn't accept that. But he appreciated that they accept the form of the Lord as transcendental. It is the Mayavada Sampradaya that does not accept the transcendental form of the Lord. If a Vaishnava Sampradaya is also carried away by that impersonal attitude, this one is very, very important. We worship the deity. That's why when we worship the deity, are we seeing the deity as personal or impersonal? That Mayavad tendency, that means accepting the form of the Lord as material, as made of marble or metal, right, or stone. So, it's okay even if the flowers are dry. It's, you don't change water. The place is not clean. You skip making offerings. Because after all, Krishna, you may not say it, but that type of activity reflects that we have that Mayavad tendency. We don't accept the form of the Lord as transcendental. That's why Mayavad impersonal attitude is said. We know that the Mayavad Sampradaya is not right and all that Mayavadi philosophy is offensive. But do we know that we can also be having such tendencies, such attitude? If a Vaishnava Sampradaya is also carried away by that impersonal attitude, that Sampradaya has no position at all. Being a Vaishnava Sampradaya, for coming in a bona fide Vaishnava Sampradaya, if we have the impersonal attitude, then that Sampradaya has no position at all. That means we have fallen away from the parampara, from the Sampradaya, if we have this type of attitude. It is a fact that there are many so-called Vaishnavas whose ultimate aim is to merge into the existence of the Lord. There are many so-called Vaishnava. That's why you cannot call them Vaishnava. Vaishnava, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, both Pradhani Bhuta and Shuddha Bhaktas, both are called Vaishnavas. Who is a Pradhani Bhuta Bhakta? That means in Daiva Varnashrama Dharma. One who has taken shelter of the spiritual master. that means you receive the seed of pure devotional service. Or even if, yeah, you have received the seed of pure devotional service, then only you'll be a Vaishnava. Otherwise, how you'll be a Vaishnava? If you get liberation and go to Vaikunta with 5 types of liberation, you're not called a Vaishnava. Vishnu Bhakta Bhaved Daiva. Right? You are a devotee of Lord Vishnu. Devotee means there will be a relationship. He is the master, I am the servant. But so-called Vaishnavas, why so-called Vaishnavas? They have no desire to render service to the Lord. They're only interested in liberation from this material world. Or there are 5 types of liberation. One of them is merging into the form of the Lord. So that's why Prabhupada is saying it is a fact that there are many so-called Vaishnavas whose ultimate aim is to merge into the existence of the Lord. For example, the Sahajiyas, Vaishnava philosophy is to become one with the Supreme. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu points out that it's because Sahajiyas, one of them acts like Krishna and then the others act like gopis. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu points out that Sri Madhavendra Puri accepted Madhvacharya only because his sampradaya accepted the transcendental form of the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is pointing out that Sri Madhvacharya, because Madhavendra Puri is later. First Madhvacharya. Actually, first we saw Shankaracharya and after that came Madhvacharya. And then next came Ramanujacharya. And after that came Madhavendra Puri. And in the line of Madhavendra Puri came Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Madhavendra Puri, his disciple Ishwar Puri, Ishwar Puri's disciple Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Madhavendra Puri is recent compared to Madhvacharya. Madhavendra Puri comes in the line of Madhvacharya. We are Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. That means coming from Brahma through Madhvacharya, and through Madhvacharya we are in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But from Madhvacharya there is other branch also, TATTVAVADI branch, not coming through Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They consider doing your Varnashrama Dharma and offering it to the Lord as their sadhana, and by doing that you will get mukti. So Mahaprabhu rejected that as sadhana. But what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said is, the only reason that Madhavendra Puri accepted, that means he came in the line of Madhvacharya. He took Diksha in the line of Madhvacharya. Why he took Diksha in the line of Madhvacharya? Because of this, accepting the form of the Lord as transcendental. Because of that quality, Srila Madhavendra Puri accepted initiation in the line of Madhvacharya. That's Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu points out that Sri Madhavendra Puri accepted Madhvacharya only because his sampradaya accepted the transcendental form of the Lord. So we will stop there today. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Charita ki jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha. Have any questions, Mataji?
No, Mataji, very nice class. Everything makes sense. Also, the point that you said that even when we are doing our services, our consciousness, we should also check our consciousness, just not just because we are doing something, we do not check ourselves. Like we have to keep continuously keep checking ourselves so that we are properly situated mentally when we are doing our services.
Yes, Mataji.
So when we are doing, we consciously, we should make sure that we are following, and more than I would say following rules and regulations, yes, but the inside of ourselves, like how we are coming close to the Lord, how we are attaching ourselves. Are we seeing Lord the way we are supposed to be perceiving?
Right.
How we have a relationship with the Lord, not just that we have to do this, we have to do this, and then, follow a, service schedule. It's not about that. It's about reciprocation and love and affection, and how we can, access, increase our love for the Supreme Lord. That's more important than anything else.
So
The
at this point, the stage where we are at, the important thing, takeaway from today's class is accepting the form of the Lord. So we have a deity at home and we have deity in the temple, and we see the form of the Lord in pictures all around in the house. So the form of the Lord is actually transcendental.
transcendental
That is the point.
point. Yeah.
That so then, like, even when we even material, another person comes home, we are personal, right? Oh, would you like some water? And if the place is very dirty, just try to clear it because somebody's there. Now what to speak of when the Lord is
Lord
there?
himself is
This
there.
is the consciousness. This is the like seeing the Lord, not only personal, but he's transcendental personality. He's there. And it's not that I am actually seeing like that, but based on this is the Shastra, so it is a fact. You see how this is where believing what is said in the Shastra, how much we are believing it.
Believe.
Because when we believe it, then we act on it, right?
Correct.
So we will act on it when we believe. So how much am I believing it? That will reflect in my practicing.
Correct.
And we can, when we hear like this from Shastra and we see where I am at, what is my behavior, I can understand where I am at my, with my faith, at what level I am at my faith. So, and the more we start believing, the proof of believing is it will be shown in activity.
Correct.
So, yes. And because at this point, love, certainly there is love, right? In every morsel of food that we eat, there is that satisfaction, there is taste, there is, satisfaction of hunger, and there is nourishment of the body happening with every morsel, no doubt. But you cannot feel it in each immediately with one morsel. You don't experience that satisfaction. That comes after you have eaten a certain
A
amount.
certain amount.
Similarly, when you are practicing bhakti, every step, every effort that you make, whether you're worshipping the deity or you're chanting or you're hearing, each bhakti activity is developing love. But you will not experience that love unless there is sufficient amount of, bhakti done, purification done. Then you will actually start experiencing the effects of that bhakti in the form of love, and those things will happen. Although they are already happening now, but when there is sufficient amount of that done, that's when you will actually start experiencing the result. When you say, as soon as we say Shuddha Bhakti means it is consistent. It's not here and there. But that is not disqualifying our doing devotional service little bit here, there. Certainly that is there. But when we come to the point of doing it consistently, then you will see the results also like that. But okay, no problem if that's not happening yet. So what we have to work on now is to be able to do that consistently, we have to have faith. Now we are working on faith. And as much as faith we develop, naturally that faith will translate into action. It will certainly translate into action. So today's class is that the reason why Madhavendra Puri accepted initiation in the line of Madhvacharya is because they accepted the form of the Lord as transcendental, the absolute truth. So if we take this point, and then how much we believe in this point will reflect in our dealings with the deity, our worship of the deity. Why just deity? Even the name, right? The form of the Lord. When we chant the holy name, the name is non-different from the Lord. So how am I dealing with the holy name when I'm chanting, all this. So that should show us immediately where I am with my faith and how far I have to go. And as we keep trying to improve ourselves, the more we are hearing and the more we see that we are lacking, and we try to improve little here, little there. And we pray to Krishna because we will find ourselves. That's the difference between bhakti and jnana process. In jnana process, you feel like you are the doer. In bhakti process, you will see yourself completely helpless. Even though
Hands
you're
off.
trying, we are always falling short. We cannot do it. We depend on the Lord. That's there in bhakti. You're always depending on the Lord. Even though you're doing, I'm not able to do, I don't have the capacity. My Lord, please you help me, like that. So this is how we will be improving. And one day, by Krishna's mercy, we will be there with Dridha Shraddha.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Please bless
Hare
us.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
So
you.
tomorrow is Nrisingha Chaturdasi. Well, we'll have one more for you, not tomorrow, right?
No,
Day after
Thursday.
tomorrow.
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
Yes.
So we will, I think we might have our Bhagavatam class tomorrow morning, but
Okay.
tomorrow evening for you, we will start reading Nrisingha Leela.
Yes, Mataji.